Today, the Supreme Court of India stands as the guardian of our constitution. The apex court plays a crucial role in interpreting laws and safeguarding the rights of all citizens. Today's hearing, led by Chief Justice Sanjeev Khanna, holds immense significance. The case revolves around the controversial Waqf Amendment Act 2025. This act has sparked debate and concern among various sections of society. The Chief Justice's leadership is paramount in ensuring a fair and just outcome in this matter of national importance. The courtroom is abuzz with anticipation. Lawyers from both sides are ready to present their arguments. The petitioners, a diverse group of individuals and organizations, await the court's decision with bated breath. The outcome of this hearing will have far-reaching implications for the administration and management of Waqf properties across the country. The eyes of the nation are upon the highest court as it prepares to deliver its verdict. The Waqf Amendment Act 2025 amends the original Waqf Act of 1995, which was itself a significant piece of legislation aimed at regulating Waqf properties in India. It introduces significant changes to the management and administration of Waqf properties in India, aiming to modernize and streamline the processes involved. The Act was passed by the Parliament in April 2025, following extensive debates and discussions among lawmakers. The Lok Sabha saw 288 votes in favour and 232 against the bill, reflecting a deeply divided opinion among the members. Similarly, the Rajya Sabha witnessed 128 votes in support and 95 against it, showcasing the contentious nature of the legislation. The Act has been a subject of intense political debate since its introduction, with various political parties and leaders expressing strong opinions. Supporters argue that it brings much-needed transparency and accountability to Waqf management, which has long been plagued by allegations of mismanagement. They believe it will help curb alleged instances of mismanagement and corruption, ensuring that Waqf properties are used for their intended purposes. However, critics view the Act as an attempt to undermine the autonomy of Waqf institutions, fearing increased government control. They fear it could lead to the dispossession of Waqf properties and erode the rights of the Muslim community who have historically managed these assets. The Act's passage has been met with protests and legal challenges from various quarters, indicating the deep divisions and strong emotions it has stirred within the community. The central government has adopted a firm stance on the matter. The centre has assured the court that it will not take any coercive action until the court delivers its verdict. This includes refraining from denotifying Waqf properties or making appointments to the Central Waqf Council. The Solicitor General, representing the centre, has argued against issuing an interim order. He emphasised that the Act was passed after due deliberation in the Parliament. The centre maintains that the Act is in the best interest of all stakeholders. It claims that the amendments are necessary to streamline Waqf management and ensure the proper utilisation of Waqf properties. The government has also submitted a detailed affidavit to the court. This document outlines the rationale behind the amendments and refutes the allegations levelled by the petitioners. The centre's stance reflects its commitment to upholding the legislative process and allowing the court to reach a well-informed decision. The Supreme Court has proceeded with caution and deliberation in this case. Recognizing the sensitivity of the issue, the court has issued a series of orders to maintain the status quo. This means that no changes can be made to the existing management of Waqf properties until the final verdict. The court has also sought detailed responses from both the petitioners and the centre. This demonstrates the court's commitment to hearing all sides of the argument before reaching a decision. The court has also questioned the centre on specific provisions of the Act. This includes the controversial Waqf by user concept, which has raised concerns about potential misuse. The court's measured approach reflects its commitment to upholding the principles of natural justice and ensuring a fair and impartial hearing. Section 5. Understanding Waqf by user, a contentious provision. One of the most contentious aspects of the Waqf Amendment Act 2025 is the introduction of the Waqf by user concept. This new concept has sparked intense debates among legal experts, community leaders, and the general public. This provision allows for the recognition of properties as waqf based on their long-term use for religious or charitable purposes. Essentially, if a property has been used for such purposes over an extended period, it can be declared as waqf. This is even if there is no formal declaration or documentation to that effect. The lack of need for formal documentation is a significant shift from previous requirements. Proponents argue that this provision will help bring many properties under the ambit of the Waqf Act. They see it as a way to protect and preserve properties that serve important community functions. They believe these properties are currently being used for Waqf purposes but lack legal recognition. This legal recognition could ensure better management and protection of these properties. However, critics raise serious concerns about the potential for misuse. They worry that the provision could be exploited to claim properties that are not genuinely waqf. They argue that this provision could be used to lay claim to properties that are not actually waqf. This could lead to numerous disputes and prolonged legal battles over ownership rights. This could lead to disputes and legal battles over ownership rights. The potential for conflict is significant given the vague criteria for long-term use. The vague definition of long-term use further exacerbates these concerns. Without clear guidelines, the provision is open to various interpretations. It leaves room for arbitrary interpretations and potential exploitation. This ambiguity could undermine the very purpose of the Waqf Act, leading to more harm than good. Section 6. Voices of opposition, petitioners and their concerns. Several petitions challenging the constitutional validity of the Waqf Amendment Act 2025 have been filed in the Supreme Court. These petitions have sparked a significant debate across the nation, drawing attention from various sectors of society. The petitioners represent a diverse cross-section of Indian society. They include political parties, religious organizations, civil society groups, and individuals. This diversity highlights the widespread concern and the multifaceted nature of the opposition to the Act. Each petitioner brings their own set of concerns and arguments to the table. These concerns range from legal and constitutional issues to broader social and cultural implications. One of the key arguments against the Act is that it infringes upon the fundamental rights of Muslims in India. This argument is central to many of the petitions and has been a focal point in the ongoing discussions. Petitioners argue that the Act undermines the autonomy of Waqf institutions and limits their ability to manage their own affairs. This perceived threat to autonomy has galvanized many to take a stand. The All India Muslim Personal Law Board, or AIMPLB, has also raised concerns about the Act. Their involvement has added significant weight to the opposition. They dispute the data presented by the Centre in its affidavit. This dispute over data has become a critical point of contention. The AIMPLB argues that the Act is based on a flawed understanding of Waqf law and will have detrimental effects on the Muslim community. They believe that the Act's implementation could lead to significant negative consequences for Waqf properties and their management. Section 7. Implications of the decision awaiting the verdict. The Supreme Court's decision on the Waqf Amendment Act 2025 will have far-reaching implications. Not only will it impact the administration of Waqf properties across India, but it will also set a precedent for future legislation related to religious institutions. The court's verdict is eagerly awaited by all stakeholders involved. If the court upholds the Act, it will pave the way for its full implementation. This could lead to significant changes in how Waqf properties are managed and administered. It could also have implications for the relationship between the government and religious institutions. Conversely, if the court strikes down the Act, it would be a major setback for the government and its legislative agenda. It would also be seen as a victory for the petitioners and their fight for the rights of the Muslim community. On to Section 8. The significance for Waqf properties. Waqf properties play a crucial role in the social, cultural, and economic life of the Muslim community in India. These properties, dedicated for charitable and religious purposes, generate income that supports mosques, madrasas, orphanages, and other community initiatives. The Supreme Court's decision will have a direct impact on the management and utilization of these valuable resources. A favorable ruling for the petitioners could strengthen the autonomy of Waqf institutions. This could provide them with greater control over their finances and resources. On the other hand, upholding the Act could give the government more oversight over Waqf properties. This raises concerns about potential interference in the community's affairs. The court's decision will shape the future of Waqf properties and their role in empowering the Muslim community. Section 9. Conclusion towards a just resolution. The Supreme Court's hearing on the Waqf Amendment Act 2025 is a testament to the strength of India's democracy. It highlights the judiciary's role as the ultimate interpreter of the Constitution and the protector of fundamental rights. As the nation awaits the court's verdict, it is essential to engage in informed and respectful dialogue. The focus should be on ensuring a just and equitable outcome that upholds the principles of fairness, transparency, and the rule of law. The court's decision will have a lasting impact on the relationship between the government and religious institutions. It will also shape the future of Waqf properties and their role in serving the needs of the Muslim community. It is our collective responsibility to respect the court's wisdom and work towards building a more inclusive and harmonious society.